Morning, everybody. I hope this video finds you well. Today I'm going to do some alien stuff, specifically alien interview. Recently I've been doing some communication with the domain commander. A number of people's asking some questions. I've given myself a break from that for a while because I got so much going on. I asked for a lot of things in my affirmations, and so that means I'm doing a lot of things, and I've been pretty busy. You'll also notice too the geopolitical scene is a bit crazy. How can you not notice it, right? So everything's in a state of change and chaos, and I hope that you all are doing well. And let me get back to what I'm trying to talk about now, which is the alien interview. Now, the alien interview is, it's a genuine document. I know there's some people that say it's forgery, but it's genuine. So I've been asking the domain commander about it specifically because I read it, and the domain commander says, yeah, that's pretty accurate to the understanding of the translator, which is the woman, the nurse, who was the intermediary. Matilda, I believe, is what she called her name. And I want to point out that little thing. He says it's accurate to the understanding of the translator. And that got me thinking. Whenever the domain commander, and I've gotten to better understand the domain commander over the years, the more I interact with the domain commander, the more I understand the nuances of speech and the complexity of our reality. Those two things put together tells me that perhaps my simplistic earlier understanding wasn't as nuanced as it should be, and that you all deserve the nuanced version. And so today, that's what I want to do. I want to talk to you about the nuanced version. Matilda, I believe and am convinced, did everything that she wrote about. She reported as accurately as possible. The first nuance element you have to take into account is that the audience of the domain commander was not Matilda per se. The audience was the people in charge of the interrogation, the generals and experts and scientists. So the answers were to them and codified to them through Matilda, who can only understand things from her point of view. So thus you got a lot of references to military and things that the scientists of that time might understand, and some things that I find a little bit hard, like this belief that there's no such thing as evolution. But it's not. But when you understand the reality as it's been explained to me, you understand that what we call as evolution is simply our mind constructing a backward timeline of how animals and creatures came into being. They didn't actually come to being at that point in time. It's that we are in this reality now, and that is a construct that our minds have created, and that have created dinosaurs and fossils and all this other debris through thought, because all of this is a template. So there is no fixed future, there is no fixed past, there is only a fixed now. And everything around is just a construct or a construction, an elaborate construction. It's an elaborate construction of what could have been and what might be, but the reality is there's no such thing as time. So all these things came out in ways that Matilda could understand. That there's no such thing as reincarnation. That's a truth. But the idea of how it works was beyond her comprehension. So this kind of stuff all adds up, and this kind of thing all are creations that we might have a tendency to misinterpret. I've mentioned a couple of things about Matilda. Matilda did not return to the domain as easily as was hoped. They had some problems, and she went off. She's on another adventure right now. Not a bad one, but it wasn't as she had hoped, or as the domain commander has hoped. Since that time, domain commander has brought resources and strength constructs to help this station in this region here and get some things done. I've been asked to ask some things of the domain commander, and I'm doing them. I'm not taking requests. I did a couple of special requests, and in the future I will open that up and let other people give me some requests. There's a couple of Chinese folk that they asked me, and I says I can't help them, but I will do so. Actually, today I'm going to do a request for a girlfriend of a Chinese fellow, but that's beside the fact right now. The only thing I want you guys to know is that I am doing some requests right now. I want to get back here to Matilda. So the idea here is that the reality as described to Matilda audience is scientists and generals and everything, and the domain commander realized that. And because the domain commander realized it, the results are skewed in that direction. If the results were to go to a progressive New Ager, of course, the statements would have been different. And if it went through a dog, of course, it would be, meaning an animal, a dog, would be completely differently interpreted. So we have to take all of this into understanding. Likewise, if you ask a question of me, and I ask that of the domain commander will then know that you're the audience, and it will have to codify things in a way that I can understand. And that's one of the biggest problems we've had before. Some people really wanted to ask me all kinds of technical questions and all kinds of stuff, maybe to trip me up or whatever with the domain commander. Initially I started, and I was just suddenly just completely blown away by it because I did not know the terms. And when I tried to force the issue with the domain commander, I just got just a bunch of, I do know, I was able to put together some kinds of understandings, but it didn't run all as smoothly as I would have hoped. And that's just the way it works, guys. Okay. Anyways, so Matilda was asked a bunch of questions, And I want to say something here. There's other interrogations going on that's on the internet. Some may be truthful, some may be fact, some are certainly interesting. But I don't give any of them the relevance, the importance, or the significance that I give Alien Interview. Alien Interview, I think, is a real deal. The other ones are filled with interesting stuff that I want to believe, but it's not resonating as truth. And I want to talk about that. So when I was asking Domain Commander about Matilda and what's going on, one of the issues has to do with the nature of reality is one that doesn't have time. We are on a lifeline. It is a vector. It is a vector on the pre-birth world line template that we selected, this vector. And it looks like time, but there's no such thing as time travel. You're just hopping on different places on this map, is all it is. You put a map in front of you, that's your pre-birth world line template, and you're just hopping from here to there. That's time travel. It's geolocation on the geography of the reality that we have constructed. So in this template, there's no where we're at, there's no dinosaurs. But if you wanted to go visit dinosaurs, you would plop your consciousness in a body, or float around if you want to without a body, in a point in time of this template where dinosaurs would exist. Remember, it's a template. The template never really existed unless we're in it. That's the law of observation. Things don't happen unless you see them. You've heard of Schrodinger's cat. The cat is in a box. Is it alive or dead? Nobody knows until you open it. So dinosaurs, did they actually exist? Well, nobody knows until we're there with the dinosaurs. Everything else is a construct. These dinosaur fossils and all this stuff we're finding out, it's all just constructs in relevance to the reality that's constructed here. This is a bigger source, because this idea that there's no such thing as time is also an idea of there's no such thing as soul, as we are all one and the same. As you get up in higher energy states, we merge together. Lowest energy state, we're individuals, individual consciousness. A little higher up in an energy state, our consciousness merge in a soul. Move up a little bit higher in an energy state, our souls all merge together as a community. We go up a little bit higher, and we're a more inclusive community, including trees and dogs and cats and building bricks and stuff. So that's what it is. So when Dr. Newton, and I have his books on the Metallic Man website if you ever want to read them, when he did his analysis of the geography of heaven, he was talking about the soul clusters, which is a layer up, and that is what exists and where the pre-birth world line template is constructed upon. Every soul that's in this cluster up there is no, sorry. They are using templates that have been constructed for them by a higher state of self entities. Think of it as angels, okay? Okay, souls are here, and then there's higher beings. You can call them angels. I'm just going to call them angels right now. Where does domain fit in on all this? Are they individual souls that are in this non-physical reality that surrounds our reality? Or are they higher up? Domain argues that they're higher up. Are they at the level of the, what I'm now referring to as angels or guardians? The main commander laughs, says, yes, they are. How high up? Does it matter? Does it matter to you? So let's not get into that taboo range right now, because the further away I get from my knowledge container, the more distortions there are. Okay? So, and I'm all over the place right now. I want to stick to Alien Interview. So Alien Interview, I suggest you all read it. It's on the webpage, and I broke it down, and when I checked it out, it seems to be pretty accurate. It is accurate to what Matilda had to say. The only things that I must add to it is that it's translated from her understanding of knowledge, and what was given to her from the domain commander's audience is a bunch of stodgy old men during just after World War II, generals and self-proclaimed scientists and politicians. If that was today, it would be domain commander talking through me to Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Litz Ferger, and all these other guys over there, these multi-trillionaire billionaires. And the domain commander would say some things, and would say things in a way that they would be receptive to, including lies. And that's a reality that we have to accept with Alien Interview, that some of the things that the main commander stated was not outright lies, but when passed through the filter of Matilda, came out with distortions that subsequent readers of the manuscript may misinterpret. And I want to put that out there. There's some other videos here of other interviews. I don't know how true they are. There's a tendency of our mind as humans to want to fit together these various theories and come up with best fit all theories. There's black hats and White House and reptilians and turtle people and all kinds of stuff. And we all try to make them fit, when in reality, each one is its own reality, suitable for a separate consciousness, and you can't cobble them together. It doesn't work that way. They can only be cobbled together within their own constructed constraints associated with this world line template. God, I'm sorry. I hope I'm not blowing you guys away. I hope I'm not causing you some misunderstanding. But I just want to put that all out there. Guys, I hope you're all doing well. Live today to its fullest. And no matter what you do, be kind to dogs and cats. And remember, guys, I believe in you. Bye-bye.
掉了，你笑着喝同时喝可乐，见面了也总是沉默，说话也不看我的眼睛。